NCAA basketball totals for Friday, February 24th. This is a segment where we take a look at totals set by odds makers in NCAA hoops, and we try to go ahead and beat that line either over or under the total. Having a pretty good season in this segment, so let's see if we can continue to do so today and throughout March Madness, and hopefully we'll have a good ending of the season. NBA totals are not going quite as well. We have a live segment that we're doing Sunday through Thursday. There'll be a video out there on Fridays and Saturdays for the same type of context where we're talking about the totals. So be sure to check that one out. SBRpicks.com, Sportsbook Review, Facebook page, YouTube channel. You know, it's all there for you. Got lots of all the sports books at our main page with sign-up bonuses and stuff like that. You got to check it out. But our NBA totals pick, yeah, definitely not doing nearly as well as this segment right here, our NCAA one. But still, even though that being said, the live segment that we're doing at 4 o'clock Eastern, Sunday through Thursday, has been really, really great as far as feedback and guys getting involved. So you want to tune into that, share that video and that sort of stuff. Okay, let's talk about some totals. So we got two games today in college hoops. First one we're going to look at is Oakland and Wisconsin Green Bay. Out of the horizon, Coach Campy for Oakland. He's a good coach, good mid-major there, that Oakland program. Wisconsin Green Bay goes really fast. Now, odds makers have this at 158.5, and the first time they met up was an 80-72 final, in which Green Bay kind of shocked Oakland in that matchup. That 158.5, though, I'm going to go over. When we look at that last matchup, they did not shoot well at all, but the tempo was incredible. You had Wisconsin Green Bay getting up 72 attempts. Oakland got up 67 attempts. That's a ton of attempts for college hoops, but they didn't shoot that well. You got Green Bay shooting 44% from the floor. Oakland shot just 41.8%, and from three-point from distance, Green Bay shot 20%, while Oakland shot under 20%. So look for this to be a completely different type of ball game where I think it's going to get well over 160, and I think that 158.5 is just fine. You know, when we look at these two teams, the last few times they've matched up, I mean, odds makers have set some really high totals, and they've had some over affairs. Even when odds makers had like 184s and 184.5 the last couple times they played prior to this last matchup I just discussed. I mean, just some really fast-paced affairs. I think that's what we're going to get back to tonight. So look for a really up-tempo game with both these teams scoring a lot of points, and I'm going to back over that 158.5. Two good offensive teams, good stats, offensive stats across the board as far as pace and tempo, and they're going to be able to score a lot tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and back, again, over that 158.5. Wisconsin, Green Bay, and Oakland. All right, next one up. Oregon State and California. 122.5 set by odds makers. Now, you know, this is the time of year where teams meet usually for the second time. Their first matchup at Oregon State, Cal won 69-58. You know, so we're looking at a 127 final. Odds makers have gone down on the number here, 122.5. Now, that first game of the season, it was at 121, and they went over, but odds makers didn't get crazy with the line, just setting it at 122.5, and I'm going to go under this total. I just have a really, really hard time thinking that they can get over this total. They're going to have to shoot pretty well. Cal coming off a really tough loss against Oregon, in which they just totally they just did not play in the second half, but that's a great Oregon team, so hats off to them for doing that. In this matchup, what I really like to go under this total is the fact that opposite of that Oakland Wisconsin Green Bay game, you had a really slow tempo in this first matchup here, with Cal getting up 50 attempts and Oregon State getting up just 52, but they shot particularly well, with Cal shooting 46% from the floor, and both teams, well, Oregon State shot over 40%, not that great, but both teams shot pretty well from distance, with Cal shooting over 33% and Oregon State shooting over 40, almost 42% from distance. So I don't think those numbers are going to be quite as high tonight on both sides of the ball. The tempo is what I like, though. Pretty slow pace. I think we're going to see that again tonight as well. In that last matchup, you know, they got to 127 and they got to the line a total of 40 times. You know, that's a decent amount of times to get to the free throw line. Everything else is pretty clean, though, as far as rebounds and turnovers and things like that. Still, the tempo is what gets me on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and back under the total of this one here with Cal and Oregon State, that under the 122.5. That is it. So we're going to go over with Wisconsin Green Bay and Oakland 158.5, and under the 122.5 with Cal and Oregon State. Those are our two NCAA picks. Be sure to check out our other NBA segment, all our other handicappers that we have at SBR, and I wish you luck on your picks today.
Do your research before you bet. Check out our ratings guide to see which books have the best ratings and sign-up bonuses. Open up several accounts. Shop for lines at sbrodds.com. Always be ahead of the game.